So, but every question I ask is good. So I do ask a lot of questions.
You ask them you ask that outlandish questions about, in order to get a superintendent in South Orange and Maplewood,
we're not going to talk about you and your phone going off.
We got to give them a bonus.
No, I didn't say that. I said that some others said that. Someone else said that.
You see, you didn't let me finish though.
Oh, yes.
We got to give them a bonus. In addition to that, we got to give them housing.
Yes, we talked about that.
We got to listen. A house in South Orange and Maplewood, for where we're going to put the superintendent, that house is going to cost us at least a minimum of $600,000. A minimum. That idea was like a stop the pool idea.
I wish somebody.
that was like.
I just wanted to know what they thought about that.
I said stop the pool. That idea was similar to the pool idea, building a $10 million pool. That's what it was. I'll be honest with you. I want the best superintendent. But I want the best superintendent for $177,000.
Well, I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Give me whatever 177.
Yeah, I don't want a superintendent that's going to be 177.
Do it at 165, and then if they do what they're supposed to do, you just keep giving them a raise.
177 plus $600 and something thousand. I don't want, because that's going to be your taxes and my taxes, and that could somehow affect. They may have to take that money out of putting it into the class and put it into the administrator. Remember, Dr. Maluku said, the administrators are paid very well. He said that, right?
Well, so who is anyone to? I mean, I agree with that, but see, what very well is relative. It's relative, right?
To what?
It's relative to what is very well. You know what? I went to go get my shoes today.
You get your what?
My shoes. I was getting these shoes that I haven't worn yet, and I wanted to do them stretched out. I could just walk around in the rain, but
you get shoes that are smaller than your feet.
At any rate, so I go to the leather shop in South Orange.
Why did you ignore that? Just ask you a simple question.
Because I just assumed that my foot was that size, and sometimes the shoe's bigger, sometimes smaller. Maybe that.
So why don't you just take it back?
No, it was a long time ago. I've worn it like over a year old.
So you bought the shoes that you haven't worn in over a year. At any rate,
so I go to the foot guy, the shoe guy, the leather guy.
Orthopedist?
And no, the leather guy in South Orange, guy who repairs
on South Orange Avenue?
South Orange Avenue.
Okay.
And I said, how much are those? These beautiful blue boots in there, beautiful boots. And I had seen these boots in my head. I thought I created them. Mm-hmm. How much are those boots? Are they expensive? He says, well, that depends on what you think expensive is. Mm-hmm. That was like the most sensitive answer I could have ever heard. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, how much are they? He said, they're $700. I said, that's expensive for me. Mm-hmm. And he's thinking or saying or implied $700 may not be a lot for somebody else.
Correct.
Yes. And it's great that you see me as a black person, and I don't know how much money you got, honey. That's the beauty of this community. You don't know what anybody has, And so when someone says, that's enough, that's what we mean. It's what I mean by relative. It's relative to the person saying that. So, no one is asking for the disclosure of any of the candidates and their salary. And somebody saying, "Oh, you're making $40,000 a year. Well, that's enough for you." Who is to say that when you have people making $500,000?
Oh, well, time check. The time is approximately 9:32 p.m. We're going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up.
Yes,
we'll be right back.
Anselm.
The Strollers, Maplewood's community theater since 1932, proudly presents Comedy Tonight. Come laugh at your friends, come laugh at your neighbors as they tickle your funny bone with song, dance, and old-fashioned sketch comedy. One weekend only, September 19th, 20th, and 21st at the Bergdorf Center for the Performing Arts in Maplewood. All tickets $10. Go to www.thestrollers.org for all the details. Don't stay at home. Come play with the Strollers.
Want to learn piano for kids? Then I recommend Wendy Goldstein School of Piano. Wendy Goldstein has been offering piano lessons since 1993 and teaches piano in a very natural way. An alumni of Manhattan School of Music, Wendy creates customized lesson plans for each student and helps bring music alive. Wendy provides you a convenient location, the best value, and the most fun way to learn piano. All ages are welcome, and the first lesson is always free. Have questions? Call Wendy at 201-207-5169.
The Strollers, Maplewood's community theater since 1932, proudly presents Comedy Tonight. Come laugh at your friends, come laugh at your neighbors as they tickle your funny bone with song, dance, and old-fashioned sketch comedy. One weekend only, September 19th, 20th, and 21st at the Bergdorf Center for the Performing Arts in Maplewood. All tickets $10. Go to www.thestrollers.org for all the details. Don't stay at home. Come play with the Strollers.
Do you want your kid to run faster with better running form and conditioning for his or her sport? Then Running Development Academy is the place for him or her. Our training packages fix their form and make them run faster. How about training to run a marathon or just run faster in your respective event? Maybe you just want to learn to run properly and lose weight in the process. Our trainers, a former 800 meters track Olympian and an 8 times world record holder in Masters Track and Field, will get you there. Don't delay. Sign up today at runningdevelopmentacademy.com or contact us at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 to learn more.
Hello, my friend. It may seem a little strange to have a bear talking to you, but as you well know, these are strange times and tough times, and someone who cares about you wanted me to remind you to hang on, hang in, and have hope. Tough times don't require you to be tough on yourself, and things don't have to be good for you to be great. Have hope. Sometimes having less in life can be worth more. Be proud of who you are. Have hope. Greatness isn't ahead of you, but within you. Don't confuse what you have with who you are, and don't let the past kidnap your future. Have hope. At the end of the day, hope for the best. Make peace with the rest. Leave your fears behind and put your faith in charge. Peace and blessings. Noah. Someone once asked me if I pray because it makes sense, and I said, no, I don't pray because it makes sense. I pray because my life doesn't make sense without prayer. I pray to raise myself up and to keep going when I can't even seem to get going. In the middle of life's struggles, there inevitably comes a time in each of our lives when we collapse on the trail or in an office or even stuck in traffic. And prayer, I have found, is a path where there is none. Tears falling long enough can scar rocks, but tears falling on our cheeks can also cause us to bloom. And the wind in your face just might be God blowing you kisses. Your life is a gift. Prayer is a thank you note. So put your faith and not your fears in charge, and may you never forget that God is never so with you as when you feel alone. Peace and blessings, Noah.
We are back with you. It's Individual Anselm and Marjorie in the South Orange Maple Online Radio Experience. Coming to you every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. That's 8 to 9:30 p.m. You can reach us here at 973-327-3626. That's 973-327-3626. And here's the Soma quote of the day. Disappointments are just God's way of saying, I've got something better. Be patient, live life, have faith. Disappointments are just God's ways of saying, I've got something better. Be patient, live life, have faith. I know you have faith, Marjorie.
Yes, Anselm.
And
I'm trying.
And I know that you're living life. So, Marjorie, before we go, if you had to rank the candidates from last night, how would you rank the candidates?
Rank them in, everybody's got a category for something.
Just rank them in order of how you think they did.
Again, I still think Elizabeth Baker. You know what was cool about Elizabeth Baker? She answered the question that was asked. Okay. I noticed that she was consistent. Every time they asked the question,
she's an attorney.
She answered the question. She didn't skirt an issue. She didn't come up with something other than that. She answered the question.
She didn't tiptoe around the mulberry bush.
And I appreciated that. I really, really, really appreciated that.
So you want to give Elizabeth Baker a round of applause?
Give Elizabeth a round of applause.
Okay, so who's next?
Who do you put first, Anselm?
I'm not putting anybody first.
Okay, who do you think did a wonderful job?
I think Elizabeth also did a wonderful job.
And why is that?
Because, I mean, it looked like she researched, most of the answers, and she was well prepared.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Who would you rank?
And that's all we're going to do right now. Let's just give her all credit that is due.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't want to talk about the other people yet. Let's wait till the next time.
What do you mean talk about
and
other people?
I want to go now.
Yeah, but but who was next? Let's just say, if you had to pick the top 2 candidates, who was next?
I guess it would be Jones, and but I'm only doing that because she's attached to Baker. I don't think that she gave me any answer that stunned me, or I do get the impression that she would be a listener and thoughtful. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel any kind of ideological bent in her presentation. So I had a hard time trying to see what she stood for. The thing that bothered me the most, and I've been talking all day, so I'm like winding down here, is I really hate it when people say communication is a problem. I mean, I don't hate it, but I think that's just a typical answer.
You don't think communication in Southern Jamaica is a problem?
For some reason, while I'm working on my master's in public administration and in a class I was in, they told us never to say that communication is a problem. And that stuck with me. And so I'm like taking the way I've been trained.
So even if it is a problem, never say it's a problem.
I don't think it's a problem. There's something else that's the problem.
What do you think?
I don't know. You have to dig deeper.
All right. So time check. The time is approximately 9:41 p.m. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all. I like to stay, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Everyone, have a wonderful, fantastic weekend. Marjorie, any closing words?
Anselm, no closing words. Thank you, audience, for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you.
Great weekend.
Same so much time, same so much challenge. And we always give you this song before you go. Later.
Oh, thank God I haven't heard that song.
Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. So we're giving thanks to the Most High for all of His blessings, His guidance. Oh Lord, how great Thou art Thee. Thank You for blessing me. Transpose all my energy, yeah, and molded talents in me. Now those on my head, I appreciate. Yet we're doing endurance and faith. They stand in the line, want to intertwine. Devour my body, soul and mind. But my will is strong, they can't throw me down. With Your guidance I will carry on. Oh Lord, every day I'm going to sing this song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me, yeah. Thank You, Lord, for every little thing, yeah. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. And I thank You for blessing me every day. And through the river walls, I will walk with You beside me. Be unharmed cause You can find me, yeah. And when their kingdom falls, You'll console me from my distress. In your warmth of grace I will rest, yeah.